Well, Kelvin, we'll start at the beginning. Difficult week, and it must have been a tough decision to part company with Rob on Monday.
Yeah, very difficult. One thing I'll say about Rob is a very, very good guy, and I enjoyed the time together getting to know him. It didn't go as well as we would have liked. I think Rob the same, but he can't say anything about his character or him as a man, and I think Rob will be a good manager, and it probably timing wise wasn't right here, and it didn't go the way that he would have liked. I think we would have liked. I think you have to be careful though. I think like with any one of the sides of football that I don't love is we tend to dehumanise managers in this game and people at clubs, and I think it's a bit unfair on Rob. It didn't go as well as he would have liked and I would have liked, and I take responsibility in the decision as well because it was part of the decision making process to bring Rob in. So it didn't work out, but it doesn't. He's still a human being. He's still got family, etc. So it's always going to be a tough decision to let someone go and part company like that. But we made it. We had to make it. We felt it wasn't just results based. There was a couple of things, but as I said, I think Rob will do well. I think he'll dust himself off. Most managers will tell you. I've spoken to a few managers in the last few days, and they'll all tell you that you're not really a manager until you've been sacked. So I think, in fairness to Rob, I think he took it well and professional as always, and I think he'll have a positive career.
The question on everyone's lips. It's clearly been a busy week for you, but what's the latest? Where are we?
Well, you just have to look at the bookmakers' odds, don't you? Surely. I've had so many messages about my decision already that I've made because someone's a favourite, and I think people probably need to understand that bookmakers' odds can fluctuate quite quickly and maybe unrealistically with a few bets here and there. So, we've started the process. We've spoken to a few people. We've had a lot of applications, as you normally do. It's no surprise. It's a good club. It's a good job for people in work, people out of work. So, and we're open. We're open to options. We're open to different levels of experience. Probably erring at the moment towards that experience side. And it was a difficult time. It's a bit of a different time now with managers in terms of. In the summer, it's a bit more time, but now we want to try and get it done as quickly as we can, but with the right calibre of person. And it's very you're always going to find managers are always going to have not had great periods, especially ones that are experienced at different clubs. And you look at it, and you look at all successful managers, and they've all had tougher periods. So it's about getting the right fit for the club, and getting the feeling that we can push on and they can come in and use their experience and their knowledge and hopefully kick us on this season.
You're well connected in the game. Are you or will you be speaking to a lot of your contacts, taking advice, perhaps seeking opinions from within the world of football?
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the good things in football is a small community, and as much as we all compete on the pitch, I think when especially chairmen get together and chat, and other managers and etc., you tend to be pretty open about stuff, and you're all having similar experiences and sharing similar things, and had different experiences with different managers. So and of course we've got to do our research, and we've got to do our due diligence on people. So. And so you have as many conversations as you can. So it's a pretty busy time right now.
I know you're aware of obviously the transfer window being open, but in terms of timescale, is this really a job that takes as long as it takes? Yeah.
Always will be. Always will be. It's not you'd always like to appoint the next day, but that's just not. Sometimes it's not when things come up like it did, and we made a decision like we did. And you've got an idea, you always should be thinking, that's part of my role and part of our role as a board and owners of the club, in terms of we've got to always be thinking, have a knowledge of managers. It's like managers should always have a knowledge of players, and even though they've got a full squad, they should always know what's out there. So we should always do that. And so you do have an idea, but the reality is we've got to make sure that we appoint right, and but we'll try and do it as quick as we can. But we've got confidence in the squad, confidence in the staff to keep it going, and we've got a big game against Scunthorpe, so we need to make sure that they're prepared.
Yeah, that game coming up, obviously the football matches don't stop, the games keep coming, and the tough game Saturday is so important for the crowd to get right behind the players.
Absolutely, I think it's exceptionally important. I think what Mark and Alex said this week was very good in terms of they took some responsibility, and I met with the players myself after we made a decision, and I said, look, we've all got to take some responsibility in this. It isn't every one of us. It isn't just it wasn't just Rob, it wasn't just me, it wasn't everyone's got a part to play. So I've always said, and we win together, we lose together. So I think the players took that on board, and I think Alex and Mark were very good in what they said this week in terms of they need to get together, and as a club we need to come together, and as fans we need to come together and really give it a go on Saturday.
Just finally on the manager front, and we touched on this earlier, the bookies odds and rumours flying around. Is the message to the fans just take everything with a pinch of salt until the club are ready with an announcement?
Yeah, well, I think like with anything, I think that's just the way of the world these days, isn't it? I think one thing I will say is you don't need to message me to say that to say that somebody's got why has somebody got the job when we haven't made an announcement. Just because they're the bookies' favourite doesn't mean they're going to be sitting in a dugout on Saturday. And I don't even the truth is, because there's so many betting options now, I don't even know who's the favourite in each one. So people, I get messages about someone's favourite, someone's not, and etc. So it kind of goes over my head, but but that's part of it. Fans are want to know, and they're excited about seeing who's going to lead this football club in terms of on the football side, and we have to make sure that we try and get that right. So I'm excited by the fans' excitement, if I'm honest, and hopefully they can take that into Saturday and really create a good atmosphere here and get as many people out here as they can to see a very good team in this league. And I think we're up there, and we're looking forward to the game. It's quite interesting, because I always get messages and stuff. Fans will probably be surprised that I'm even here, because I think I went to a community trust meeting last night, and I think one of the fans was surprised that he thought I was in Florida. So, but this is an important time, and we've got to make sure we meet as many people, we make as many phone calls as we can. So we'll try and get it right.